Hello and good evening, good evening, good evening. We are oh god, great start. We are here for round 4. So I'm your new commentator for the season. I'll be seeing out the rest of the season, doing the commentary every single week, streaming. But I'm joining it not right at the beginning, rather randomly on round 4. So this week is at Fuji in Japan. And this is the flat out e-racing GT World Challenge. Just a little bit of information about the concept. The concept is that they go around using all the real world tracks on Gran Turismo, none of the made up ones, and go around the world basically, hence the GT World Challenge, and use only, I am led to believe anyway, the actual Group 3 or GT3 cars that exist in real life, not the made up ones that are on Gran Turismo as well. So yeah, that's pretty much the information for that. God, I haven't done this for a while. Do bear with me, I will get into some kind of flow hopefully, but yeah, it's been a long time since I've done any real commentary live and streaming. So anyway, enough about me and what's going on. We are waiting for qualifying to start. 15-minute qualifying session is going to be followed up by a 40-minute race afterwards. So qualifying quite important, but not massively important in such a long race, because obviously you can still make time up in that kind of a length of a race. So it's yeah, should be good. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the drivers. A lot of new drivers in here tonight for me. I've never commentated on before, so a lot of new names to mention and learn. Cullinan is probably going to be one that's going to cause me a few problems straight away. KGN, that's fine. Fabuka, I've heard of Fabuka before. I think he races in the MRC, GTTCC. Darwin 70, nope. Burnt Fry I know, raced against before. But yeah, should be interesting to see what these races are like on a Thursday night. Probably wish after about 2 minutes I were involved, because I do like racing myself. So yeah, just waiting for qualifying to kick off and then we will get underway. Just a few minutes to wait now until we are about there. .40-minute race. I can't remember off the top of my head what kind of lap times we're looking at around Fuji in a Group 3. Let's have a look. So 1:37 is the fastest in this little bit of a practice before qualifying. Or nearly a 1:38 actually, so it's going to be a fair few laps. What's that going to make it? I'm going to guess, let's guess it, how many laps it's going to be. I'm going to guess 40-minute race. It's going to be 24 laps, 23 laps, I'm going to go for 23. Is that right? Probably not at all, but yeah, it'll end up being like 15 or something. But yeah, 23 I'm going to go for. Is that even possible? Let me just actually try and work that out quickly. Yeah, I'm going to stick with 23. I'll be miles out, but there you go. That's my guess for how many laps. I don't know why I'm guessing. So, here we go. Qualifying is about to start. Who am I actually on at the moment? Qualifying gets underway and everyone gets going on their outlap. we will go through the leaderboard, the current leaderboard. So like I've already mentioned, we're on round 4, we're not starting right at the beginning of the championship here. We have HKRT Panos in first place with 1 win. I'll just keep it to the points, 68 points. KJN is in second with 52 points. Cullinan is in third with 48 points. Burnfire is in fourth with 43 points. Noodlester is in fifth with 36 points. Fubuki is in sixth with 25 points. Sorry, it's a bit small, I'm struggling to read it. Marshall Rob is in 7th joint place with Hulky and Husky as well, all with 24 points, which then leaves us down to 10th place with Darwin 7-0 with 18 points. Corky with 8 points in 11th place. 12th place, again sharing the points of 0, so both on the same points in 12th, is Atomic Sunshine and Noddy's mate. So I'm not sure if they'll be joining us tonight. Looks like there's only 8 in the lobby for the time being. We will just about be onto the fast lap for Bukit. Going down the main straight now. Timed that perfectly, look at that, it's like I've done it before. Just a bit rusty. Excuse me. Right, so we're away. Fubuki leads us away. First one to cross the line onto his flying lap. But Panos, a bit far to have any kind of slipstream behind him, but following him through. Noodlester. Who was that outbreaking themselves? Someone going. This is another thing. I'm not familiar with the car colours and choices, so I might not be instant with getting to the name. So, oh, it looks like everyone's backing out. Looks like everyone's backing out to let someone else join or something. Yeah, everyone's going in the pits. Yeah. Looks like we're having a bit of a restart, so do bear with. Any spare little opportunity I've got to try and just keep looking at the names so they become familiar. We've got Taylor, who was just entered, so it looks like we've got a couple more players who are actually joining us. Darwin's just left there, so we've gained one, lost one. So KJN actually needs to leave, and then they can restart qualifying. So let's go again. Good evening, let me get that right. I was going to say Thomas, but it's Timorous GT. How's it going, mate? You alright? Like I've said, just waiting for qualifying to get underway. It looks like we've got a few more now, so it was worth the wait. So we're going to have 10 driving and me watching. Right, away we go again. Full start on the qualifying. Looks like Prime might lead us away this time. Everyone piling out the pits. Side by side already. Mad Marshall, Cullinan, trying to find a bit of space. So there's pop on and no tuning in this championship, so it's pretty simple in that regard. Ooh, Mad Marshall having a little bit of a a bit of a spin on the outlap. Not ideal for setting up for a good qualifying, but there you go. Not the end of the world either. Prolonged Husky, looking good in the blue GTR. These cars are looking good. Good liveries. Let's have a glance through everyone really at the moment. Whilst everyone's on the outlap, see how everyone's going. And try and familiarise myself with the names and cars. Commentating's hard enough as it is, never mind when you don't know the names. So it looks like Corky's a little unsure of himself through the first few corners, let's say, even on his outlap. Be interesting to see what happens there. Whoa, we jumped to pronged Husky, and you just had a big moment. So a couple of interesting moments already, and we haven't even got to anyone actually on the flying lap yet. Right, I think up front Fuji is now on the flying lap. Burnt Fry as well. Burnt Fry with a little bit of slipstream potentially. It's close enough to Fuji to be able to gain that extra little bit of time. Always important in qualifying if you can get it. I actually personally prefer a clear track in front of me and just try and do it like that, but I know a lot of people do rely on the slipstream. Panos in fourth. Same again. Looks like these guys know what they're doing, just trying to set a nice early banker lap really. Not pushing too hard, just getting a decent pace out of it and setting a decent time to start off with, and then try and improve on that as qualifying goes on. 15-minute session, I'll just remind you, and then a 40-minute race around Fuji International Speedway afterwards. So, looking forward to it, should be good. Not sure who I should really be watching. Let's see what these times going like over the first lap. Noodlester's not going to be hitting the top spot though, because he's just let Darwin go through. Excuse me, I have got a little cough, so if it does pop up every now and again, I do apologise. Don't worry, it's not Coronas. Well, it could be, but I don't think it is. So, flicking through again, just having a look, seeing what's going on. There's a bit of few little moments towards the back from the guys at the back. Meanwhile, Fuji has put a lap in now, so 1:37.837 is managed, a 1:37.876, which is incredibly close to Fuji's time, so really close from those two. Panos a little further back with a 1:38.353, still very respectable. Burnt Fry in fourth with a 1:38.8. Very good indeed. KGN a little further back in altogether, a couple of seconds off with a 1:40.113 in the Aston Martin. Nice simple livery. Good looking car, the Aston there. In sixth at the moment is Mad Marshall. Obviously I keep saying at the moment because it is qualifying, things will change. 1:40.6, so not far off KGN's time. Noodlester, I'm not sure what's going on at the back here. There seems to be, every time I look, seems to be different lines going on from these two. Like they're racing each other almost. Pronged Husky in 9th, and then we've got Corky in 10th for the time being. So let's just jump on board as Fuji, I've forgotten how to actually change the view. There we go, as Fuji comes over the line to complete his second flying lap. We have got tyre wear on. I don't know what it's actually set at, but it doesn't look too high because there's a tiny sliver of tyre wear so far, and they've altogether, including the outlap, they've done 3 laps, so it's not looking like it's set ridiculously high. Braking quite late as the curb starts. Good little sign for the brakes. There's no signs on this track really. Traditionally you get signs for distances. I suppose they are there on the right hand side. I've kind of forgotten. There's no like cardboard signs or whatever they are, polystyrene signs at the side of the track telling you the distances to. So you kind of, on this track you've got to pick out your braking points a little bit more carefully than on other tracks, let's say. That's all I'm trying to get at in 1,000 words. Oh, he's picked up a penalty. Unfortunately, that won't help his fast lap. Cullinan, let's see if he's on an improvement. And we'll go through and give everyone a little bit of a look. Again, I'm not familiar with who's like expected to be up there or anything like that, so do forgive me for that as well. So I don't know, Darwin 7-0 might be well worth a watch. He might be about to put in pole position, but I've no idea. So again, tricky stuff jumping into this on round 4. Doing a good job of keeping the slipstream, but not necessarily an improvement, I don't think. Let's see as he goes over the line. We'll see Panos' time as well, as it's just in front of him. Burnt Fry's a little further back. Where does Panos put himself after this one? Oh, Cullinan into first. Cullinan. Do excuse my pronunciation. Fabuki in second and Panos in third. So no improvement for Panos, but Cullinan with a nice improvement there. Only just pipping Fabuki to pole, but importantly doing it. Well, with purple as well in the first sector, so Fabuki will want that pole position back, no doubt. He'll be pushing hard. Looks like he's just come out of the pits as well, fresh tyres on to give it another shot. So he'll have another out lap obviously, and then we'll go back and see what he's doing. Burnt Fry, let's see how he's doing. Currently set his fastest time on lap 3 with a 1:38.553. Which isn't too far off pole, but he needs to find that little bit extra time if he wants to get himself onto the front row. Trickiest corners. Oh, he's lost it all there. He'll jump back. Skip up the view again as well. Okay, Jane, let's see if he's on any kind of improvement. Looks like he's got a big leap to get himself up into 4th or towards the top. He's 1.5 seconds behind Burnt Fry's time at the moment, and he's currently not on a purple time, or a personal best time, should I say. Mad Marshall in 6th. Well, he's a bit down on his personal best as well by the look of it. So these guys a little further down the grid look like they're possibly struggling a little bit more in qualifying, but doesn't necessarily reflect on a 40-minute race, does that? You can start at the back and win a 40-minute race because it's that long, it's long enough basically, with tactics and strategy and the right fuel and everything else. You can do it. Tyre saving part of it as well. Not that that's much fun for anyone, but you have to do it in these longer races sometimes. Pronged Husky, having a little moment in the GTR as it comes out over the curb. Woohoo, he likes his curbs. Whoa, he likes his oversteer, and he's lost it into the barriers. Corky as well with a moment in front of him, so these two at the back are going to be quite interesting to watch. I'm looking forward to that. If nothing else, if there's no action going on, we'll be watching them too, because I think they're going to just give us a good show driving around on the road. Style points 10, speed points maybe lacking a little, but it's good entertainment, it's good. And that's what's good about online racing. At the end of the day, it's a lot more accessible. Everyone can have a go. Doesn't matter your skill level. You can jump in and have a go on a league race and race against some fast guys, some slower guys than you, and see where you come. And it's good fun. It's brilliant the fact that it's free. We need to remember this at all times. This is when you start losing your edge and you start getting frustrated and stuff. It's free. It doesn't really cost us out, apart from obviously wheel and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's brilliant that anyone can jump on and play. Anyway, I nearly swore. I'm getting lost in myself there. So Fabuki's still flying because he's now set a new fastest time and put himself back in pole position with a 1:37.4, which is pretty quick compared to Cullinan, which pushed to get himself into pole, but he's now having to do it all again. Panos as well, he's been there the whole time. I'm not sure on my flag, so I'm not even going to try and tell you where these guys are from. Maybe you can tell me in chat if you're familiar with them. Pardon? Greece, my girlfriend's saying. Yeah, possibly. Fry found himself in 4th place after the first lap and the initial fast laps going in, and struggled to get himself further up since. Not making massive mistakes by the look of it, but yeah, good luck to all pilots. I hope it's a good race. Look at this. Darwin 7-0, Noodles 13 qualifying, going side by side and having a bit of a battle. Good to see. I'm liking this racing spirit in this a little bit. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Looks like it's full of enthusiasm. Oh, we've got a HKRT fan, Cullinan. Oh, there's a few of them actually. Is that what group? Is that a group? I take it. Let me know what that means. So, I'm getting a bit distracted here. It's all right. The book is still in 1st. Cullinan in 2nd. We'll go through the full order. Panos in 3rd. Fry in 4th. We have still got a few minutes to go, so it might all change. Noodles in 5th, just getting some fresh tyres on in the pits. KJN, sorry, we're getting a repair as well, possibly. No, it wasn't him. KJN 100 in 6th. Mad Marshall in 7th. Darwin 7-0 in 8th. I will abbreviate these names slowly but surely. 9th is Corky, and then we have Husky in 10th. I believe as well that our host tonight is Burnt Fry, and he told me that Husky's his son, so I don't know how old he is or anything, but yeah, father-son racing in this little bit, which is always good to see. I've actually commentated on a few races in the past with father-sons racing in it. Look at him drifting it as well. He's loving the loose rear end of the GTR. Right, so few minutes to go, the important bit of qualifying coming up. Everyone pretty much on to the last lap. If we look who's that just started, so Cullinan's just ahead of Fuji. Oh, he's gone deep. He's on a fast time as well. He's not on an outlap or anything. Didn't catch if he was letting Panos through there, but he certainly went deep into there and lost a lot of time, so that's his lap gone. Panos looks like he's on the pace. Let's see what his second sector comes in at. See if he's anywhere near a purple time, and then we'll catch up with Fuji as well. See if these guys are going to outdo each other towards the end of qualifying, and then wonder if there's anyone further down that might give us a little surprise as well, which would be nice to see. Someone popping up all of a sudden into one of the high places. Not particularly quick in the opening sectors, so we'll check out everyone else, I guess. What's Fuji doing? Fuji's already got poles, so it's for everyone else to take it off him really. So I don't think Fuji needs to really outdo himself this lap. I'm pretty sure he's safe, unless there is a surprise about to happen. But it looks like from the first couple of sector times from the guys up top that there's not going to be a massive improvement. Has he come over the line now? Is this the straight? Yep. Couldn't quite make it out then. So yeah, as suspected, no improvement from those two. Fuji's already got pole, so he might improve on his time. No, didn't improve his time, but safe in pole for the time being. Let's still see. Anything can happen. Burnt Fry in 4th. Actually goes quickest on his 9th lap on that last lap, so well done to Burnt Fry. Nicely done. Who have we got coming up next? I think it's actually KJN on the map before Noodles. see what he manages to do, see if he can pick Noodles to 5th place. Long old straight, I've kind of forgotten about. I don't know, I race on that many tracks, I don't really concentrate on one all the time, so it's I kind of forget tracks a little bit. In the end, no improvement from those boys, unfortunately. Looks like Mad Marshall's gone mad, so he won't be improving that lap. He's going over the grass. Darwin, let's see if he pops up a little higher. Nope, 8th for him in the end. Corky setting us up for a bit of entertainment early on. It's good fun watching those two for those brief little bits. And Husky rounding us out in 10th. That's pretty much qualifying over. They're not pushing for a fast lap. Oh, a little practice start here. Very wise from Mad Marshall. Good idea. Always a good idea to have a practice start. Looks like you were using the traction control for the start, so oh sorry, I never read it. Not a fan. Oh, you're the HKRT manager. Nice. The Trofeo Series TV. I've heard of that. I've watched that before. I'm sure I have. It certainly rings a bell. Nice, cool. Right. Anyway, so Fabuki's going to lead us away. We've got an absolutely terrible camera angle. What do I do about it? I'm not sure. We're about to go though. I hope it changes quickly. Oh, I've got to leave and then rejoin on that. To change the camera angles for something. Anyway. So, away we go. Fabuki actually gets challenged into T1 by Cullinan. Oh, and it's a bit of a mess behind. So who gets through clean? Burnfry sideways getting pushed from, who's that? KJN. The first couple get away. Where's, oh, we'll have to go through and have a look. Mad Marshall in 5th. Panos has managed to drop right down. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. I think he just got caught up in all that drama with someone going sideways. Side by side with Mad Marshall though, trying to get the place back and being pretty aggressive with it, forcing him out wide over the curb, but manages to get the job done. Mad Marshall and Noodles side by side now, heading into the braking zone, which is pretty deep, hard on the brakes into here. Mad Marshall actually does a nice job of it, doesn't make too much of a drama of it. Noodles lets him go. And pronged Husky already a little bit loose at the rear end. Corky following him, and Darwin 7 dropped back a little bit, now in 10th place. So a bit unfortunate for a few people, always the case in racing. Some people win, some people lose at the start, and then it's how you deal with that position you've been given almost after that. So not too bad a first lap, no major dramas, and at least everyone's got away to a reasonable point. So we've got Panos slipstreaming for an overtake on KJN. We'll have a quick look up front as well in a minute and see. No, there's no change into the first corner up front. Panos looks like he's got the job done as well in the AMG. AMG versus Aston Martin, nicely done. Oh, Aston looking through it though, coming back at him. Let's have a look at Burnfry and the guys up top. So Fabuki in second. Cullinan did make it work into the first corner and managed to get ahead. So these guys in qualifying incredibly close times. That might be enough. That one overtake into T1 might be enough for Cullinan to actually keep this race, but we will see. It's a long one. We won't make any predictions yet, but he's certainly done himself a favour by jumping for Fabuki. So Burnfry in third. The top three are getting away a little bit. So Panos has had to make his way back through after a little incident in the first couple of corners, dropping him back. KJN chasing him hard, losing his penalty there wisely. Noodles to 9 in 6th. Doing a reasonable job of these first opening laps, up into 6th. Oh, sorry, was he in 7th? I think he started in 7th, so he's made a position. Mad Marshall in 7th, Corky in 8th, and Darwin 7-0 in 9th as we go on to lap 3 for everyone in a minute. Pronged Husky in 4th. I've got a feeling Pronged Husky might be at the back, but he's got a smile on his face the way he's driving that car. He's still enjoying himself by the look of it. Right, so I'm not sure what to watch. Let's see what action's going on really. This is generally, that's the word I'm looking for. How we used to do it is pretty much sort out the beginning bit and then keep an eye on the action that's going on. It don't matter where it is, could be at the back, could be at the front. Whoever's closest and putting up a good challenge against the guy in front or the guy behind or whatever situation it might be is the ones we will watch. Looks like there's a bit of a gap between everyone saying that, so at the moment I'll just keep an eye on everyone, give everyone a little bit of time, keep an eye on the gaps as well, so we see who's actually catching. Panos now is dropping KJN a little bit, gap up to 1.6 seconds. Oh, he's closing in on the brakes. So we have a position change. Burnt Fry's had a right moment. I've missed it, but I haven't got the keyboard set up. I should have set up the keyboard, so I've got the replay. But Burnt Fry, yeah, going off track. I'm not sure that will have been contact because he had a nice gap in front and behind him, so I think that was probably a lone mistake, and he's ended up in 6th position because of that. So Panos finds himself back up in the top 3, up in 3rd, KJN in 4th now, and Noodles gaining from that as well. Unfortunate mistake from Burnt Fry, puts Noodles in 5th. The guys behind obviously not benefiting. Mad Marshall hot on his tail though, he's got the slipstream on Burnt Fry, so he might have a chance into T1 here, long straight. No, he's too far back looking from that angle. Certainly got a chance to chase him for the next lap though. It looks like there's a nice little race developing here from KJN and Noodlester as well. Definitely, so under a second the gap. Let's keep an eye on this. This looks like it could get pretty fruity, and then we've got the action behind that we can kind of keep an eye on at the same time. KJN leading away in the Aston now against the Porsche, is it? Yep. Look at this from Noodlester, he's really pushing. But around to the back of him now, closing the gap down. Nice and smooth in that Porsche. Burnt Fry's got to have his work cut out to catch Noodlester up. Get my words out eventually. How's everyone going in the chat? Who's your winner? Who do you predict is going to win? We've got a little bit of information to judge by now. Noodles, so look at this. We will skip through and check out what everyone else is up to in a second, but for the time being we'll keep an eye on this, see if the overtake happens, and he's going for it. KJN sticking to the outside, so Noodlester has got the inside, gives him a chance to have a legitimate go. And just easily does it on the brakes, really nicely done, no dramas. Noodles still looking comfortable there doing that move, very nice. Good work. So KJN demoted slightly, Panos is away now, is in a bit of a gap between cars in front and cars behind, so a bit of a race on his own at the moment. Let's keep an eye on the guys at top. Cullinan, looked like Fubuki was just having a little moment over the curve there, going a little bit wide on the exit, so Cullinan with a 1.5 second lead, and currently setting purple sectors as well. Last lap was the fastest lap as well from Cullinan with a 1:37.628. So doing a really nice job in first place, not feeling too much pressure and able to just concentrate on getting those good lap times in. Doing a great job. Fubuki in second, also doing a great job, just nicely following. I suspect this will become a big pit stop race in the end between these two. Who manages the tyres and the fuel a bit better. The Aston. The Aston is a missile. It bloody is. That Porsche then though was impressive, catching up. Noodles there was really on it. Oh, we've got a bit of action here as well from KGN and Burnt Fry. So Burnt Fry looks like he's just got passed by judging by how close they are. And KGN slipstreaming him back, so regaining his 5th place, and nicely done. Saying no, Burnt Fry. Look at Burnt Fry though, he's having another bite of the cherry. Down the inside, little nudge, nothing malicious there, and nicely done up into 5th. Good job from Burnt Fry. Good battle going on between these two. So Burnt Fry got up into 5th, then dropped back down to 6th, and then got back up into 5th, all within one straight pretty much. Look at this as well. I'm not sure if Noodles has just had a little bit of an issue somewhere, but they're catching him quick. So he's going to have the pressure of Burnt Fry on him in a second. Let's just check in on the leaders, and then we'll check in on the guys a little further down the field. So still, oh no, the gap is down. It's around a second, so roughly Fuji has taken off half a second in the last couple of laps. So Fuji's pushing now. You can see it in his in the language of the car over the curbs. Noodles has got his work cut out now with pressure. Let's have a flick through a look further back. Mad Marshall in 7th. A bit of a gap in front to KGN to catch up, and a massive gap behind to Darwin Zero, so no pressure and nothing to worry about from behind at the moment. Darwin Zero, similar story, big gap in front, 2-second gap behind, so not a great deal going on. Just trying to stay in front of Corky really. Corky looks like he's calmed down a lot more since qualifying. It looked like he was having a lot of fun in qualifying. And Husky unfortunately still in 10th place, but crucially still there. Still putting in the laps, still racing. So let's go back to this battle. KGN dropping off a little bit, unfortunately, leaving it to be a 2-car battle between Burnt Fry and Noodlestone. Look at this, we've come at the right time because they're touching bumpers. Down the inside, looking for any kind of opportunity, any line. Oh, look at that from Burnt Fry, just took the line a lot more narrow down the apex. Noodlestone opening up the corner, and yeah, just made that look easy. I'm sure that was a bit of a nervous move, but yeah, that looked absolutely brilliant. Nicely done there from Burnt Fry. Puts himself into 4th, so good move. Glowing red brakes, always good to see. It's a while since I've watched these GT3s, or Group 3s in this game, but these actually are GT3s because that's the Flat Out Racing World Challenge for you. That's the idea of it. It's real world tracks, even though we're on Gran Turismo. It's using the real world tracks and going around as many different countries as possible, and then using the real world GT3 cars as well that are actually available, not the random like Beetle and stuff like that. Unless, correct me if I'm wrong, the Beetle is an actual genuine GT3 car. I don't believe it is though, but I'm sure there's a few others in there as well that aren't genuine. Maybe around the world, but I don't know, God knows. Probably is in the German touring cars or something. Anyway, I digress. So, Panos. Let's see how he's doing, because he's having a bit of a comeback race from an early incident. He's hovering around the same kind of gap at the moment. Cheers to let me know. Massive update over the times. Yeah, there you go. So it looks like he's hovering around the same gap. He's not making a massive bite on Fuji. Meanwhile, for the lead, we still have these two battling away, and it's closer than ever. The gap now down to 4/10. Fuji putting the pressure on. Looks like these two are quite familiar with racing with each other by the look of it. Just first instincts. We're watching a lot of racing. We're not pushing to make any silly moves or anything like that. Respecting each other on the brakes, and we'll try and get the job done when they can. Or Fuji might actually be using this to save a bit of fuel. I have no idea. He could be using the slipstream and making the most of it. Both setting purple sectors. The fastest time now by Fuji, which is a 1:37.346, so really quick time. And that's just that lap he's just done that. So the slipstream from Cullinan certainly will have helped, but still a good lap all the same. Could have hindered him at the same time because they were nearly touching bumpers at one point. So the tyre wear's creeping in slightly. There's a little sliver, but I certainly wouldn't be worried about it if I was racing. I wouldn't even look at it, it's not even a concern. So we'll jump on the interest of being fair to everyone, see what else is going on. So this gap's developed a little bit now. Not sure what's happened there. Looks like Noodles to struggle to stick with Burnt Fry once he's got through, but did a really good job whilst they were racing together. Panos, I'm keeping an eye on him because I've got a feeling he's gonna, I don't know, he's got something up his sleeve. He's coming back. He's going to be there or thereabouts in the end. Right, who else do we check out? Let's go on board with someone and actually see how they're doing. I can't remember how to change view, so it really is a long time since I've done the commentary. How do you, oh I am, right. Can I do it now? Right, there we go. There's not a great deal going on at the moment, hence my little silence for a second or two. Looks like it's all calmed down a little bit. I think we'll just have to stick with this battle because, quite frankly, it's entertaining, but I want to be fair to everyone else and give them a little showing, but there's nothing going on really, so we will stick with this just for the interest of entertainment really. Fuji's got the pace, so I've got no doubt about it. He's just waiting to make his move, or he's waiting for a mistake, one or the other. It's not easy when you've got someone right behind you every single lap, like corner after corner after corner. It does put you off. You don't care how many races you've done and how confident you are and how good you are, quite frankly. It still does niggle at you. It's still in the back of your head that like one tiny mistake and that guy who's passed me. So it does put pressure on in that regard. Sat there quite comfortably, just taking it on, not defending or anything like that. It just knows and gets trusts that Fuji's not going to do anything silly. Let's see if he goes for it here though. He's got a genuine chance here by the look of it. Close enough. Certainly is as well. He's definitely close enough for Fuji. For the time being, takes first place. Here we go. What's going to happen? Is he going to get the cut back? No. Fuji does it nicely. No real space for Cullinan by the look of it, looking for the cutback, and Fuji didn't do anything like too aggressive, but did manage to kind of cut off the line for his attempt. Didn't look like he really had the pace to do it either, Cullinan. So it's Fuji's lead for the time being. Nice work. So being patient pays off. It certainly does in a long race anyway. Fuji no doubt could have tried to overtake 2-3 laps ago and gone for a bit of a dive, but he could have completely ruined both of the drivers' races. So wisely being patient, I like to see it. Don't we all? Right. Yeah, I think Panos is. He's dropping back a little bit. Come on, Panos. I don't know why I've taken a shine to him already. I have no idea who he is, but it's because he had a little incident. He was in third in qualifying and he had a little incident at the beginning, right at the beginning, put him down into 6th, and now he's on the comeback trail. So I want him to have a good race just because he's on the comeback. That's why, really, I guess. Everyone likes an underdog. Right, let's keep an eye on this again. What else is going on further back? Is there any Oh, we've got Mad Marshall and Corky. So Corky's actually got through and in the 8th position now. Darwin's made quite a good comeback race because he was in 10th at one point. So he's in 7th, worth mentioning. Definitely had a good old time getting past Corky, Mad Marshall and Pronged Husky. Mad Marshall going very deep into there, making that already quite difficult corner even more difficult. Trying to regain some kind of line. Pronged Husky having a race on his own. Oh, he's on the grass. Race on his own. I was going to say, like, is he going to correct that? No, just drove straight on the grass. Oh, we've got to change up front, I'm afraid. We're going to have to go back. So, Cullinan, somewhere along the way, has made it happen. And he's got the job done. Come back and regain that first place. Now, that, I know from my experience of racing, he's going to be a niggle on Fuji. He's still going to sit there patiently, but he's not going to be quite as patient a bit. Look. See, I can read these things. I've done enough racing myself to know what gets you under the skin kind of thing. And when you think you've taken the lead of the race, and then someone takes it back off you, it's one of those. It's definitely a bit more aggressive, trying to challenge. He does need to be patient here. He's sat there in the slipstream again. He's got a legitimate chance. His straight is so long as he sticks close to him throughout the lap pretty much, don't make a mistake, they've both got a chance on each other down this long straight, if not anywhere else along the way. So here we go again. Exactly same line there from Fuji. And Cullinan taking a similar line as well, but there's just nothing you can really do by the look of it. It's just outbroke, and for Cullinan to try and make any kind of move or make it too difficult, it'd just slow them both down and possibly result in contact. So it is the wise way to do it, but Cullinan will wait till this end of this lap on the long straight and try and do him back, no doubt. And we could see this lap after lap after lap if they stick together, which would be quite good. Not gonna lie, that'd be fun to watch. So, Panos, don't do it to me. It's still within 10 seconds. I've still got hope for him. Are these guys going to need to pit as well? The fuel's not going down that quickly. I don't think there's going to be any actual need for a pit stop here, which is quite interesting. I thought there'd be, I don't know, every league I've done recently, I just kind of forgot that you don't need to pit in every race. Everyone I've done's had like ridiculous tyre wear and fuel, so I kind of just expected pit stops, but yeah, I guess that you don't need them if it's not that high. Could easily do a no-stop race with a tyre wear at the moment. It's more than halfway through and barely showing anything, so it's just the fuel that might be the concern. Giving everyone a little glance over. Heavy on the brakes. Could be a little further out to the left-hand side, using a little more track to turn in there from Darwin Zero, but other than that, looking nice and tidy. That's a bit more like it from Corky riding the curb, taking it nice and steady into there. It is a tricky call on that one, and this little chicane, Jesus, I don't know what it is with it. It's slightly uphill and off camber, I guess, or something. I don't know. It's the camber change between those two corners there. It's kind of a little hump, and it just unsettles the car. Pronged Marshall, he's mental, he's on the grass all the time. Anyways, he's having a good time still by the look of it, otherwise I'm guessing he wouldn't have carried on. So good on him. Oh, Corky's actually coming up to him to lap him. So, let's jump up again and check out the action between these two, because pretty much the only thing going on at the moment. So for Fuji, back in first place, surprise, surprise, we missed it, but did predict it would happen. Hang on, actually. Hang on, he's done that before, the long straight, so... Done it elsewhere on track. Nice line there from Fuji for the last corner. And I think Cullinan was a little bit cautious from that line as well. It looked like he might have a little bit of contact, so he took it nice and easy and worked out nicely for Fuji. The slipstream though, just the pure length of the straight, it happens every single lap. Look at that, it just pulls you up, and by the braking zone, which is pretty much that curve on the left hand side where that starts. You're side by side, if not in front a little bit. Ooh, a little bit of door rubbing. Nice and clean though, respect shown, which is always good to see. How is this going to go? This is not a corner to go side by side through. Ooh, Cullinan wisely backing out maybe, I don't know who could have pushed it. But Fuji for now, the one making more of a stance for first place and looking the more aggressive out of the two. Looks like he wants it a little bit more from the language of his car. But I don't know these two drivers. I've heard of Fuji, but I don't think I've really raced against him, maybe once or twice. Fuji is trying to pull a little gap. He's got it up to half a second. Keep it up. Not going to be able to because they're now at the last corner, which again means the slipstream is just going to neutralise any kind of gap that you just gained. That seemed like a really quick lap. Seemed to fly by that one. Side by side. Got Cullinan with the inside. Let's see if Fuji tries the undercut. Taking the wide line. Nope, so it's pretty much impossible to get the place back on the exit there. Or even try and challenge to get the place back. Closer. Fuji looks annoyed when he's being passed again. I like it. Bumper to bumper stuff now. Again, we will flick through and have a check on everyone else in a second, but for now this is providing us with a pretty good race to watch, even though it's only the two of them. Oh, a bit of a moment on the curb there from Fuji. Needs to be careful not to push too hard and have a big incident, big moment. He needs that slipstream down the straight at the end of the day, so he needs to make sure he don't go flying off anywhere and lose too much time. Got to say, these guys are driving absolutely brilliantly tonight. I've rarely seen them put a wheel out of place, so yeah, really good stuff from these two, from everyone so far. Really, it's been pretty good, but in particular the leaders, they've been putting pressure on each other the whole race, and I've not really seen a big moment between them. A little door rub here and there, but that's to be expected when you're racing. So long as it's not malicious or big slams into each other, then it's perfectly acceptable. So not long left really. We're I don't know why I've mentioned it, because it's a really awkward time. We're at 13 minutes and a half. Normally, you know, you mention it like 10 minutes left or something, but no, not me. So Cullinan again in the lead. Absolutely brilliant stuff again. Worth mentioning, just lap after lap after lap. Not the easiest thing to do. Ooh, especially the guy following, because you're unsighted. Looks like I've got a feeling that it's calmed down a bit. It feels a little less lively between those two, so we'll have a look through. Panos still holding that third place successfully, with a nice healthy gap to the guy behind, so it looks like that podium's pretty secure. He would have liked a little battle with the guys ahead there, but unfortunately missed out on that on the opening lap. Burnt Frying fourth, been in fourth, qualified in fourth, pretty much fourth the whole way through. Did drop back after a little moment. I think I missed it, but I'm deducing from, is that the right word? I worked out with my Cluedo skills that he had a bit of an off on his own. I don't know what happened, but he must have had a bit of an incident. lost a few seconds and he dropped back into 6th, so he's had a decent comeback to get back into 4th. Oh, must be listening, putting on a bit of a shirt, nice little drift out of there, bit of oversteer, always good to see. Everyone loves a bit of oversteer, I mean, come on. KGN having a bit of a lonely one, but not too bad in 5th. Not too bad at all, in fact. Noodlester was giving us some really good entertainment, some good racing earlier on. Caught up phenomenally quick to the guys in front at one point, but since then he's dropped off a little bit and finds himself racing on his own. 19-second gap in front. I would read out all the gaps, but it's unless you're that interested, you can see yourself. It's really boring reading it out, if I'm honest. All the numbers. Darwin in 7th. He's actually got a reasonable chance of catching Noodlester, to be fair. It's a 5-second gap, so it's not a huge ask in 10 minutes. He has got, if he ups his pace a little bit, that is obviously. But Darwin has got a chance of catching 6th place, maybe, possibly. It is a bit of an ask, but if he finds a little magic from somewhere, it's possible. And these guys have got big gaps again towards the back. So Mad Marshall and Corky. WSR West Surrey Racing, the British touring car team. Pronged Husky is in 10th, and it looks like it's just been passed by the leaders, so yeah, that's definitely for Fuji and Cullinan touching bumpers more or less. So again, we'll head back to this because it's where the action's at. But yeah, unfortunately, it's the way it goes sometimes in these races. Big gaps between a lot of the cars, so it doesn't give us a great deal of action to watch, and it does mean as well that because I do end up watching the action, and it does mean that like if someone has a little moment or has a bit of a drift going on or goes over the curb or whatever, goes a bit wild on the grass, I probably miss it because I'm watching the action at the front or wherever it might be. So unfortunately we do miss little bits and bats that are going on behind, but fortunately this is just a bit more entertaining. So the Bouquet has it to do again on the straight, half a second, and that's easily going to be closed up with the slipstream. So the Aston and the Porsche look pretty evenly matched throughout the lap, which just gives them a chance to stick with each other every single lap to be able to do this. Doesn't look like Fubuki's actually going to do it this time. There's the curb where the brake at. Nope, and it's not going to force the issue and have a dive either, so he has to settle in behind for now. I wonder if they're starting to feel a little bit of tyre wear. Very similar tyre wear between them. In fact, Fubuki's is slightly worse, but marginal. It's still nothing between it really. But yeah, Cullinan under pressure once again. I don't know how many times I've said that tonight. It must be a good 10 or 20. Look at this. Sensible stuff. It could be a dive every single corner here. But no, they're keeping the edge. They're probably realising there's still 8 minutes left as well. What's the point in taking the risk? You're just going to get me back on the straight. So that all important last lap is going to be very important for these two. And that's when we will see them pushing against each other and potentially diving down the inside a little bit more. That's providing they're still together at that point. Just seems like it's a given at the moment, but I guess something still could happen. Side by side. Not actually got the slipstream, so this could be interesting into the first corner. There still will be side by side, no doubt, unless Aston slightly outdrags it. He's just got his nose ahead. Got the inside obviously, so Fubuki's again not going to do anything stupid. just settles in behind in the slipstream. He just needs to keep doing that until the last lap basically, and then make his move. Or vice versa if it's the other way around at that point. Anyway, I can't take my eyes off this. I want to just watch this, but yeah, we'll see how everyone else is going. Panos, ooh, what's this? Oh, is that a lapped car? I think that's a lapped car. Yeah, got all excited then. So that's let me get his name right without even looking. Mad Marshall, I think. Let me just check. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm starting to recognise the cars. Good. So yeah, that's Mad Marshall being lapped, unfortunately, by Panos. Flying fourth, coming up to lap. He's just got miles out of the way, just flung himself off track. Oh, I've forgotten his name now. I haven't read it as many times. So, not a lot going on, just having a look at the gaps. And again, not a great deal going on. Look at the drifting. So again, we'll rejoin these guys as they head down the straight to start lap 22, by the way. What did I say? 23? Ah, so it's going to be about 25, probably. Oh, not far off. I guessed earlier, if you didn't join us right at the beginning, I'd have guessed of how many laps it were going to be. I guessed 23, but it's going to be more than that. Damn. Right, anyway, back to the commentary. So, we're going to go on board with Fuji. We're going to go on the onboard camera for a change. Good the onboard camera because you can see the steering wheel, so you see the steering inputs. Obviously we can't see Fuji in real life, but we can see a representation of the wheel, see how smooth he drives and how he goes down the gears and everything else. You can see it a bit easier on the dash. Look at that, nice and calm, not pushing anything really, just steady on the throttle as well, building it nice and slowly. Oh, steady. Nearly a bit of oversteer, but he caught it before it happened, crucially. He's obviously quite experienced playing Gran Turismo. Oh, have I just cursed him? Is that the commentator's curse? I think it might be. Sorry for Fuji. Oh, he's lost the all-important slipstream as well. Don't do it again. Woo-hoo-hoo. Don't worry about anything behind you, Fuji. You're alright, just... Oh no, I feel responsible. Oh, just got a little bit too fruity on the accelerator coming out of there, and yeah. Oh no, it's just, I hate to see it. They're having such a good race. I wanted it to come down to the last lap. Oh, can't Cullinan actually wait? It should pull over and stop and wait for him. Keep the battle going for us. Oh, that's a real shame. That's how easy, at the end of the day, these guys were making it look easy, but that's how easily it can all go wrong. And we've all had those moments. If you're a racer yourself and you're watching this, we've all had those moments. If you're not, you just got to understand you can concentrate for so long, and it only takes one little slip of concentration, one little mistake, and that's the result. Obviously, it's not the end of the world for Fuji. He's pretty comfortably still in second place, but it's a shame that he's lost the chance to possibly win. Who knows? There might be a mistake from Cullinan yet. Oh, I was setting it up for a beautiful lap as well with the onboard. Oh, he's going to give us some right entertainment. That's a real shame. Never mind. Unfortunately there for Fuji. You do find that when, again, I've commentated on a few of these 40-minute, 1-hour races in the past, you do find that a few mistakes start creeping in at the end from a couple of the drivers, and not always towards, you know, the back, that possibly you might expect to make a few more mistakes. No, the guys that are leading the race often make big mistakes towards the end. Just that concentration is hard. A lot of focus. So the gap now to 5 seconds. I fear that is the race between these two over and done with, and the positions, by the look of it, between everyone are pretty much going to be as they are now. So I hope someone pulls some out of the bag and surprises us. What's this? Who was that? That was Burnt Fry going past. I'm not sure it was a back mark, I think. Burnt Fry missed a fourth tonight. Qualified in fourth, still in fourth. You know what? Looking at Noodles, I don't know why. Looking at Noodles as Ferrari, Porsche here has really made me want to drive the Porsche again. I really enjoyed driving the Porsche for a league a long time ago, but I don't drive it very often. And yeah, it's made me think next time I jump in a GT3, it'll be that Porsche. It's good fun, it's a good car. KGN. Not far behind Noodles, sir. Let's keep an eye on that. Not long left either, though, so it's a bit of an ask. 2.5 seconds, nearly 3 seconds again, but there's hope. There's hope. That's important, you know, in racing. Might not be able to do it, but as long as you can see the car in front, you've got some kind of hope. So, like I say, we'll pretty much jump on board now, I think, with Cullinan and watch him over the line. There's 30 seconds to go, and we're about to close out this race, really. This is going to be the last lap for him, so time will run out this lap on Cullinan. So just give him the glory for the last laps, and as though he's done such a good job throughout this race, and pretty much led from start to finish. He wasn't actually in pole position. Fuji had pole position, but did a really good job. He had the inside line in T1 and just made it into a battle with Fuji from that first corner, basically. And then in the end, unless he makes a mistake in these last couple of corners, he is going to be the victor between the two. So really, really good battle, and I'm really glad that my first little commentary in this round, in round 4 for this championship, has actually turned out to be an absolute belter to watch. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it too. Do consider hitting that like button if you enjoyed it. Hopefully I've done a reasonable job. I am a little rusty. I haven't done this for a long time. Probably for a good, well, about 10 months since my son was born. So yeah, hopefully I haven't done too bad a job. Anyway, that's that. So Cullinan in first, Fuji not far behind him in second. The gap in the end, 5.2 seconds. Panos in third. Really, really well done to everyone in the top spots. Burnt Fry in fourth. Noodles third because of time running out, and he hasn't managed to get onto another lap. Has already finished in fifth. KGN in sixth. Darwin in seventh. But for now, we'll watch Burnt Fry over the line, and then we'll watch Mad Marshall. Oh, look at this! They're coming over the line together by the look of it. They're the only two that haven't finished, so it doesn't matter. They won't lose any positions. We're gonna have a little burnout together. Nice, I like it. So Burnt Fry's going to bring it home in fourth, and Mad Marshall in eighth in the end. Corky in ninth in the end, and Pronged Husky in 10th. I'll go through that again in a second just to confirm, but yeah, pretty good race all in all. A little unfortunate moment at the start. I didn't see exactly who did what, but yeah, it made the pack a little split right from the start, but other than that, a really good race. And everyone can be pretty proud of themselves there. No massive moments going on, potentially, really. I know it was Husky was messing about at the back a little bit, but fair play. He stuck there for 40 minutes and stuck it out, so fair play to him. Anyway, really good stuff. I'll go through the results. Fastest lap as well. Fastest lap goes to Fuji with a 1:37.346. So that was the one that we actually saw where he was slipstreaming Cullinan. He managed to get right up to the back of him, and yeah, we actually watched that lap. So that was the fastest in the end. So the order is: first was Cullinan, Congratulations, Fabuki in second, well done. Third, rounding out the podium, was Panos. Burnt Fry in fourth. We've got Noodlester in fifth. Well done to everyone. Everyone had a really good drive, like I've already said. KGN in sixth. Darwin in seventh. We've got Mad Marshall in eighth. Corky in ninth. And Husky in 10th. So, that's pretty much my job done. Again, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for watching. Feel free to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I will see you roughly same time again next week. Yeah. Is there anything else to say? No, that's pretty much it. Right, thank you very much for joining me. Bye for now.